I can't.
I was gonna say soz, but I'm not.
Please, never say that again, Jack. Hey guys, Gimme Views here, how's it going? Sorry this video is utterly terrible. It's like almost 1 in the morning. I have no idea what I'm doing, and my mic is literally a rock band Wii mic, so you can tell I'm really prepared for this one. Today we're going to be talking about the feud that went on between JaackMaate and Caspar. Oh, sorry, wrong Caspar. I meant this one. Before we start, I just wanted to put in place where my bias was, so you would be able to tell whose side I'm on and how this might come into play with my opinions. Now, I've been a watcher of Jack, Caspar, and Ollie before, although I am more partial to Jack's content, as later on in life I have begun to enjoy his content more than Caspar and Ollie. Now that you know where my bias is, let's get on with the video.
There's some fucking tasty views to be had from this.
Indeed there are, Jack. Why else do you think commentary channels like me exist? If you've not been living under a rock for the last week, you'll know that on Friday, Jack decided to make fun of Ollie White's merch. And what I mean by make fun is, I don't mean bully or maliciously take the mick out of, I mean just generally poking fun at the fact that it's something a child could have made, honestly. It really is. I've got to be honest, it was quite funny to watch this go down. I completely agreed with Jack's humour at this point, and although I can see where Caspar is coming from defending his friends, I thought the entire argument was quite entertaining. For reference, here's the tweet. It's not actually that bad. And after making this tweet, he proceeded to make a few others, which I will link in the description if you are interested, although I'm not going to put them on screen now. This is where things get interesting, because on Saturday, Ollie's knight in shining armour, Caspar Lee, decided to defend his friend in the form of an 11-second long video and basically call Jack out in front of his millions of fans, which he is more than aware will do anything for him.
So there's this dude who always tweets Ollie about his merch, saying things like what you can see there, but he's been doing this for like years now and it's getting really boring and you should just stop bullying people.
Now, in my opinion, Caspar was wrong to do this for several reasons. The most prominent of these being that he didn't blur Jack's name out, or he didn't say anything about not going after Jack, because he didn't even contact Jack beforehand and say, look, mate, I think your content about Ollie's hoodie is borderline bullying, I think you're taking too much fun out of it, and I'd like you to delete the tweets, or I'd like you to stop at least. I understand wanting to defend your friends, but how do you justify a £25 hoodie with something a 2-year-old could have written on it? Honestly, are you insane? Caspar could have been more mature about the situation, in my opinion, getting his fans to go out and attack Jack without maybe even saying so. It's really immature, and he is more than aware that his fans would do anything for him, which is why he made the video in the first place. Jack also stated that he had a lot of respect for Caspar, which I completely agree with. I had a ton of respect for the things he's done in the past. He's done a lot of good things for YouTube, and he's doing a lot of good projects right now. But what I can't respect him for is straight up going out and attacking Jack without taking it to him personally first and discussing it with him. Just because people like him and his friends have done a lot of good doesn't mean that they're exempt from criticism or being called out for what they've done wrong. It's the exact same thing as with Jake Paul. He's done a few good things, but just because he's done them and he's made a song bragging about them doesn't mean he's done nothing wrong and we should ignore what he's done wrong. As Jack stated in his video, he only started doing this about 200 and I think it was 85 days ago. His first video attacking Ollie's merch negatively was around that time ago, as he said in the video. If Caspar really can't be bothered to do the research, why is he trying to defend his friends? Because he obviously has no idea what he's talking about. 280 odd days isn't anywhere near a year. It's almost 100 days off, in fact. Jack is definitely not a bully. It was criticism, not bullying, and there is a line between the two. Yes, it was a joke, but in my eyes, I do not believe it was bullying. Jack was simply poking a little fun at Ollie's merchandise, which, if Caspar can't handle his friends having fun poked at them, or at people who decide to use their freedom of speech, why is he on the internet? Because freedom of speech is a very big thing with the type of channels that Jack is, the type of channels that I'm with and I'm associated with. Our content is heavily based around talking about things that we enjoy, and if Jack wants to call out Ollie for his merch, he has every right to. The thing that gets me is this: Jack isn't calling Ollie a bad person, or even picking on Ollie for things that he can't explain. As Jack has said, he's not trying to bully Ollie for things that he can't change about himself, or things that he can't help. Jack is free to talk about Ollie's merch, and voice his opinions on how it irritates him, or how he feels it isn't worth the money. Caspar shouldn't be trying to silence Jack for an opinion that he's voicing. In fact, he should be saying to Jack, "Hey, why do you think that way? Is there anything I can say to Ollie to help improve his merch and make it more fan-friendly and more worth the money?" Also, one thing, Jack, buddy, your play button is shaking and it's actually making me anxious watching this. You might want to check that out before it falls off. Jack points out that he isn't against merch or content, and he acknowledges that not all content is for him and it's subjective, and that other people might enjoy things that he doesn't. He states that he tries to focus on the morals behind selling merch and creating content, and I totally agree with him. Take Elvis the Alien, for example. His merch is absolutely beautiful, and for a good price at that. In fact, it's actually almost £10 cheaper when you do the math. I mean, just look at this. Would you rather a shirt that just says Ollie on it, or something like this? Because I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 people who don't watch Ollie would choose Elvis's merch over that. On a side note, in my opinion, merch can show how much a YouTuber cares about their fan base and their content. Someone like Elvis, again, or I'm Alex, has great merch that is relevant to their fans and or generally pleasing to wear. People like Ollie seem to put minimal effort into what they sell and just take the money from their young fans because they know they'll buy it. Back on topic, during all this drama, Jack decided to bring up Zoella's calendar, and good on him for that. I do still believe it was a scummy thing to do because it was purely taking advantage of her fans. Caspar replied to this tweet, completely trying to avoid the subject. Now, I don't know about you, and I don't know how you would perceive this, but to me personally, and I'm sure to a lot of other people, they would take this as him being unable to defend the subject, or knowing why she did it and not wanting to lie in case it came out, but not wanting to defend her or say that it was why she did it. I'm just gonna let Jack speak for himself for this part because I really do think he puts it better than I could, and honestly, this guy is amazing, and I really do recommend checking his whole video out because it goes into a lot more detail about these subjects than I do.
What? Hang on, because if we go back, he told me I'm victimising Ollie for only mentioning his merch, and he used the word merch, and yet when I list the number of other YouTubers' merch that I've called out, because we all know I've done that numerous times. When I point that out, Caspar backtracks and says, whoa, 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 we were only talking about hoodies. Can we stick to the sub? So it's only bullying if you mention hoodies. Oh yeah, you can slag off t-shirts, that's fine, mate. And chinos, you can call them a cunt, because chinos are cunty. And sandals as well, slag them off all you want, but if you mention hoodies, I'm calling Childline. That's bullying. So Caspar then went on to delete that tweet, and then add this instead. How many times have you targeted Ollie, and why does it feel like he's getting more? So I replied with this. I think the why does it feel sums up your argument. He's your friend, so you're going to care more when I mention his wrongdoing. It's like when Josh Peters came onto my podcast and said that he feels that I spread a lot of negativity and that my videos are toxic and that I only speak about people in a negative light. And then I went on to ask him who his favourite creators are, and he said iDubbbz. Do you not see the hypocrisy?
Jack then goes on to explain that Caspar went on to tell him not to judge the merch before buying it, to which Jack responded that he has. And he states that he didn't rate the content, or the merch rather, and to that I say fair play. If he's bought the merch and he does not enjoy the quality of it, he has a right to criticise it. Not just for the looks or the design, also for the material it was made out of and how well it deserved its price tag of $25. Not $25, £25. Caspar then goes on to say that design is subjective, and Jack agrees with this completely, but when did Jack actually state that design wasn't subjective? He was just voicing his opinion, and Caspar is acting as if it was fact, as if he's trying to get his followers to say, oh yeah, just because Jack said this, it's bad. And I don't think that was what Jack was trying to do. He has a right to voice his own social media and his thoughts on his own social media, and if he wants to do that, he is fully well allowed to. Whoop! I'm bored of this topic. So feel free to start a debate with me in the comments. I'm more than happy to talk about this subject in more detail with those of you who are willing to have a civil conversation from both sides. I'm aerophobical, and I've been backing up JaackMaate. Until next time. Can I die yet?